Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing great. I want to talk to you guys about something I see all the time. I see a lot of people, especially in the internet marketing niche, man. I've got a lot of friends who've got some cool ass cars. I'm one of them, right? I've got a really cool supercar, the 0-16 2.95 seconds. I love that kind of stuff. I see a lot of people that I'm friends with out buying McLarens, Bentleys, Lambos, Ferraris. It's usually the same thing. Their business all of a sudden takes off and they're making 50 to 100 grand a month, and all of a sudden they just go out and start putting money into cars. And I have enough experience in 20 years of building internet companies to know that there's times when it's lean and there's times when it's rocking. And buying exotic cars and stuff when things are rocking means you're preparing yourself for potential tightness when things go lean. So I want to talk to you guys about something really cool. I'm going to show you how to buy a $300,000 supercar, your dream car, whatever that is, in 12 months or less, and pay cash, right? Pay cash. There's nothing wrong with financing a vehicle, but I want to take you back to something I learned a long time ago, and this was, oh man, in 1999, I sold one of my internet companies to a guy. In less than 24 hours, he was looking for it. I sold it way too cheap. He drove up from Atlanta, literally wrote me a check. I spent 6 hours training him, and he ended up taking me under his wing as a mentor. And here I was at the time. I just sold one of my other companies, half of my company. I owned half a company. My partners bought me out for about $1 million. I was 26 years old. It was 1999, and this dude ended up buying this other company. So this is like the third company I sold in 1999. It's the third internet company. And he took me under his wing. Very, very wealthy, owned 3 Ferraris, Aston Martins. He just very wealthy guy, and he's the one who turned me on to Robert Kiyosaki's book Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? And he basically started teaching me, look, I got all these toys, all these things, but this is how I do it. I buy, if I want another car, I buy another small company, or I start another company. Usually buy an internet company cheap, I scale it, and then I buy the toy, right, the car, out of the company. So I'm talking to you guys about, if you guys want to start thinking about, okay, let me back up. This is going to be about how to start thinking like an investor. So for those of you out there, man, you're wearing your hat sideways, I'm in the money, boom, I just did a launch and I made 100 grand, I'm going to go out and buy an exotic car. Listen guys, you need to grow the hell up. Grow up. There's nothing wrong with having cool kick butt stuff, guys. I've got the big house, I got the cars, I've traveled all over the world, I've got to do a lot of cool things. I'm learning. Listen, from my experience, I've been doing this for a long time, been an entrepreneur all my life. And I've been bankrupt twice, should have went bankrupt another time. I've made insane amounts of money on a monthly basis, and I went to where I was figuring out how I was going to pay my bills. I've been through all of that. And I can tell you now, just going out and going yeehaw and going out and buying yourself a very expensive toy that you're stuck with is going to put a lot of strain on you. So why don't we let's do something a little different. Let's start thinking about how wealthy people think, how investors think. So I want you to do it this way. So you do your next product launch. There's 2 ways. Do your next product launch, boom, yo baby, I made $200,000. You put your G Money hat sideways, and you go out and you finance a dang car with a $2,500 a month car payment. Not a problem. I've got a car with almost $2,000 a month car payment. I'll show you how I did it a little bit differently though. Second way of doing it is thinking like an investor. Then I'll show you an exotic way. If you want to really be an ass kicker, I'll show you how to do it the real way. So here's how you do it. And I'll give you a perfect example right now. It is the end of December 2016 as I'm doing this video. I'm actually planning on the end of 2017 buying a 2018 Lamborghini Huracan. This is a car I've been looking at for a while. I'm going to keep my Z06. I'll probably track that car more because it's really a track car more than it is a street car. But it does great on the street as well. But I'm sorry about the bumps. I'm right at a spot near my home and there's a lot of bumps. I'll get on the highway here in a minute. Get off this crap. But anyway, so here's how a smart person would do. Number 1, you don't make any hasty decisions. Take the time to decide what the car you want. 2, plan in advance. Okay, create an asset. So a lot of you guys watching this, you guys have an uncanny ability to take a concept or an idea and create a small business that will cash flow. Not a launch. I'm talking about a business that will continue making money month in and month out, right? Another option is maybe you buy a small internet business. I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, we bought a small internet business. The guy was sick of it. $40,000. I made my $40,000 back the first month, and turn around and create and end up making 6 times my money on that in 6 months. Right? Here's the cool thing: you turn around and take a small concept or idea, like to say you got a small idea for a little membership site, and you're going to charge $47 a month for this membership. They're going to continue getting all this great value, and you think you can keep some retention, and you're going to run Facebook ads, and you build it and you test it, and for every dollar you're spending, you're making $2 back. Plus you got some back end, you've got continuity, you got a cool little business, right? So, but you got a business that's not branded on you, all right? You got a business that can be sold to someone else. That's what you want. So it's not dependent on you. It's a business that's turnkey without you. So now you've got a nice little business. A couple months later, you've got it making 10 grand a month. You let the profit stack in a separate bank account. At the end of the year, you've got 100 grand, and you've got a business that's making $15,000 a month. You take that 100 grand, you put it down payment on your brand new. If you're really smart, you buy it used. Save yourself about $20,000 to $80,000. Let's say you want to buy a brand new Huracan, right? $240,000 to $260,000, depending on what you get on it. So, knowing me, I get everything as fully racked as you possibly can. So it'll probably be close to $250,000, $260,000. So put $100,000 down, you finance the rest. Not a problem. But now you have an asset that you created that created your down payment, right? So now you've got a business that's making $10,000, $15,000 a month. That is now all being applied minus your taxes, right? Set aside your taxes and say it's 40%. So you've got $6,000 to $8,000 that you're now attacking onto your loan. No lease payments. Quit that crap. That's just stupidity. Own the asset, right? And now you're making that payment on that car. In 18 months, you'll have your car paid off with no money out of your pocket, except for that you created an asset specifically for that car, right? Then at the end of that time period, you turn around and you sell that business off for about $300,000, and then you turn around and invest that money. Now let's talk about a hybrid way, a more advanced way of doing it that's even better. So that at the end of the 12 months, you've got a business that's got $100,000 in the bank. You do your thing. You put your $100,000 down on the car or less. Probably do 20%. So probably do it for $50,000. Keep $50,000 in the bank. Now you've got a business that's making $10,000 to $15,000 a month, and you put your down payment down. You financed a car, slightly higher payment because you put a little bit less down payment, right? So now you've got $50,000. What do you do with that? Well, you can turn around and put that as a down payment on a small piece of real estate, like a fourplex, right? Or if you do some really cool creative financing with a seller to hold a little bit of paper on the side, you can probably even buy an eightplex. Use $50,000 down on an eightplex. A property that's going to cash flow you about $2,000 a month in positive cash flow. Plus with real estate, you've got depreciation, amortization, all these other cool things that will help you with your tax time. So your actual ROI is different, but we're talking about cash on cash return, right? Your return on investment is going to include your positive cash flow, which is your profit. Your income minus all expenses and mortgage payment, right? And taxes. And there's also going to include, but your ROI is also going to include your amortization, depreciation, and all these other cool things that you get to write off. So that helps your overall ROI. But I'm talking about cash on cash return, which is boom. You put $50,000 down. If you make $25,000 your first year, you got 50% cash on cash return. That's pretty good. That's what we're looking for. So now you've got a business that's making you an extra $2,000 a month. Now, if you did this car right, your car payment is probably around $2,000 a month. So now, you took an asset that you created out of your mind. I got an idea. Boom. You launch an internet business. You planned in advance. You didn't buy your car right away. You were patient. You built some cash flow. You built up your little business to $10,000, $15,000 a month. You put part of the profits that you made over the first year after you took your taxes out, and you put a down payment down on the car of your dreams. You finance the rest. But now you have an asset that's now making your monthly car payment, right? But you only make the minimum car payment. You take then a couple months later, you've probably got $60,000 to $80,000 in cash. If you turn around and put down the say worst case 50 on a fourplex or an eightplex, a little property is making you $2,000 to $2,500 a month. Now what you do is you start taking the profit that you're making from your real estate deal, plus the profit that you're making from your little internet company, and you start applying that to the car. And you pay off your car 15 months, 18 months at the latest. And here's what you did now. This is a smart way to doing it, guys. You created an asset out of thin air, which turned around and bought you a doodad, a toy, right? But you didn't spend it all. You turned around and took the money out of that asset. You bought another asset. Now you have two assets that are fueling and funding and paying for your lifestyle, your toy. At the end of the deal, you have an apartment complex or a duplex, quad, eightplex, something like that. That's now cash flowing you for frickin' forever. And if you're smart, you bought it with some equity in it at the same time. And now you've got an internet company that's worth about 300 grand, right? So you can take that $300,000 when you sell that little internet business, buy another piece of real estate, and now, if you're really smart, you've got a nice $15,000 a month income stream. All started because you wanted to figure out a cool, kick-ass way to buy your dream car, your Lamborghini, your Ferrari, your Bentley, whatever it is. You created an asset that then fueled your toy, that fueled another asset, you sold that, bought another asset, and now you're financially free, and you get the car. So how about that? You can either go out and do your next launch and blow your money, got my mind on my money, right? And spend all your money on a exotic car, or you can do it like a real investor would do and build more assets, and let your assets fuel your toys. That's how you get rich, guys. That's how you build wealth. Talk to you guys later.